Don Imus became one of radio's top shock jocks by routinely pushing boundaries. But then he went too far. With a racial slur against the Rutgers women's basketball team, Imus unleashed a media frenzy, prompting a national debate on race and values. The result? Imus lost his sponsors and his job, even after apologizing to the team and the nation on Al Sharpton's radio show. Author Robert Fuller explains this event in terms of rankism and offers a way forward.
Imus had said such things for decades and gotten away with it. And part of his reason for saying it was to show his own power. I can get away with this. See how powerful I am. I'm a somebody. He got into trouble because he underestimated the power that the people he picked on could generate. And it turned out they could generate a larger power that could topple him.
Our agenda is to try to be funny. And sometimes we go too far, but sometimes we go way too far.
He was perceived as using his power to humiliate people who were defenseless. And people recoiled. And in a way, they were responding to the rankism in the situation as much as the racism. Rankism is a damaging assertion of power. It's the use of your power to humiliate or indignify someone of less power. So my basic question is, why couldn't we turn on that? Why do we keep attacking subspecies of rankism, like racism and sexism? Sure, they're terrible. Sure, we need to get rid of them. But if we want to do more than just chop another head off the hydra, we ought to go after the hydra itself, to use that classic metaphor. We ought to go after the source of all the isms, all the familiarisms, and that source is our old, ancient, predatory impulse to put people down. But something new is happening, where the predatory strategy that we followed for millions of years is finally failing us. Why? Because the people we take for nobodies are getting too powerful. It always takes the mobilization of a countervailing power to stop one of these systemic types of abuse. Rankism is a phenomenon that happens between individuals, between groups, and between nations. Whenever this happens, it results in the indignification of a weaker nation. And indignity leads to indignation. And indignation results in blowback. So the first impulse when you are targeted with rankism is to return it in kind, to give an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That's the very first thing we all want to do. What we have to learn to do instead is to protect the dignity of our assailant, protect the dignity of our humiliator, and actually reduce the total amount of rankism in the world. And at that point, we will move into a different stage in human society, a stage of cooperation instead of predation. The movement that does that targeting is the dignity movement. Both Somebodies and Nobodies and the second book, All Rise, essentially discuss the dignity movement. The first book, Somebodies and Nobodies, describes the malady of rankism. The second book describes the cure. A dignitarian society which actually sees to it that everyone experiences equal dignity is a different society than a democratic society, but it's within reach. And I think it's democracy's next natural evolutionary step to build a dignitarian society that goes beyond a democratic society and actually disallows rankism in all aspects of society.
Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world.